Welcome back, y'all.
We back.
So, Philly Eagles. Detroit, Philly. How y'all feeling about that game?
You a different brother, Tyler. Man. You a different breed, bro. For real. This is kind of gives me the same vibes as the Atlanta Saints pick, where you have a home dog. I think it's at 5 right now. It was at 4.5, then it got bet up to 4, and then for some reason it went down to 5. But the Eagles team has a bunch of hype. Everyone's riding the hype train, saying that I heard some people making Super Bowl picks out of them, that they're gonna make it all the way to the Super Bowl. I don't know about that. We still got a lot to see from Jalen Hurts. But this Lions team is good where it matters. They got a good O-line, a great O-line, a great D-line. They DeAndre Swift at the backfield is amazing. Jared Goff, same type deal, gets shot on, but he's still a solid quarterback. And they always fought last year to be in really close games. They covered the spread a little bit late, and they will lose a lot, but they covered games. I feel like the same thing here. I think 4.5 on the road or 5 is on the road is a lot for a team that still has some question marks about it. The Eagles still don't know. Jalen Hurts took that step. We still don't know if Miles Sanders is healthy enough to play. We don't know how that, even though that defense I think is going to be really good, sometimes it takes a while to gel. So I'm kind of selling stock on the Eagles and buying a little bit of line stock here. And I just think 4.5, this is a team that they're going to rise to the occasion a little bit, similar to the Falcons at home, and just try to protect home a little bit. Might be a backdoor covers type situation where they're down 10 most of the game, and then they score a late touchdown or something.
Yeah.
That's how I'm feeling. I love the Eagles this year. Week 1, weird shit happens. And my thing is, if weird shit's going to happen, that's going to be one of the games where weird shit happens.
I feel that. Yeah, I was just going to be a basic-ass headline dude and just ride the Eagles hype.
Yeah. I don't mind the.
Yeah, I don't really have much insight on this game. Although the way the Lions finished last year is kind of scary.
A little bit, yeah. They just don't have a dynamic quarterback or dynamic receiver. That's really what they're missing.
Yeah, they were trending up, and they seem to start gelling at the end of the year. And I think Amon-Ra St. Brown's about to hit the ground running this year. That's a better receiver.
That's your boy. That's one of you knew. You're gonna be drafting him for the next 5 years too.
That's the team with the Yorba Bulldogs, almost national champs.
Wait, he played for YO?
Yeah, with Jordan.
Oh shit, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, bro.
That's crazy. Oh yeah, Lions all the way then. I throw my bank on that. But that's another one of those ugly ones where same with Houston, same with Atlanta, where I don't want to throw a lot, but it's just not an obvious pick, but playing the numbers, that's what we should ideally pick. But I wouldn't be surprised the Eagles win about 22. So it's no locks yet. I feel like besides I don't feel like we have a lock yet, or I don't have a lock yet. I'll say that.
For me. It's the Ravens for me. But I think that does it for the 1 p.m. slate. Any input on this game, Sojad?
No, not on this game at all. I think it's kind of a narrative game again, but I don't really have any high conviction either way. Jalen Hurts, I think he's gonna play well, but not enough to cover. I mean, he could, but I don't really know, to be honest.
I feel it. All right, let's move on to the 4 p.m. slates, or I guess the 1 p.m. West Coast.
We got first up.
So we got Chargers and Raiders.
Yeah. Okay.
This one, for me, honestly, I'm ducking out. This screams stay away. 50 toss up. I'm bouncing the hell out of this one.
That's what I should do.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to do.
The degenerate in you. This might be the most watched game of the weekend. So,
yeah, it'll be a big one.
That's came in the regular season last year. Should be dope. Division rivals. I don't know, because I feel like that hook, that 3.5, I should take the Raiders, but I want to take the Chargers. I feel like they got a point to prove. the way they got bounced out the playoffs by the Raiders last year. This is one of those ones I just wouldn't put a lot on. I'm not gonna put in a lot of parlays. I might just bet it, like I might live bet that one. But yeah, it could go either way. I don't feel confident about either one. But if I had to pick, I'd pick Chargers. But I'm gonna feel real dumb if the Raiders lose by like 3 or something, which is
a juicy game for gambling degenerates.
100%. And ideally, if you play the numbers right, you should take Raiders. But damn, I feel like Chargers got to.
I mean, this game obviously division game, big game. Both teams have something to prove. I think the Chargers on paper are arguably the best team in the league, roster wise.
On paper.
On paper, yeah. The over under is set at 52.5. So Vegas is predicting a high scoring game. This is, I think the second or third highest scoring game of the weekend as far as projections goes.
Yeah.
Chargers are home in this game, and they're 3.5-point favorites. But I mean, everybody from LA, if you've been to a Chargers game, you know that Chargers don't have a home field against any team, let alone the Raiders, who, I mean, Raiders fans are split between Vegas at this point, and they're mainly in like SoCal, you know. So if you actually go to a Chargers game where the Raiders are playing them, it's actually 50% Raider fans, probably like 20% Chargers fans, and then the rest is just like, you know, LA people who are just trying to go to a football game, see SoFi Stadium,
watch Lakers preseason.
Yeah. So I mean, Chargers are playing a road game in my eyes. That's how I'm looking at this game. And then second, I think this game should be a pick'em, because if anything, you give Raiders a little bit of an advantage because they're technically playing at home, in my opinion. So you should give them a 2.5-point spread in the Raiders' favor, but they're set at a 3.5 dog. So just because of the way the odds are set, and I think it's a 50-50 game with the Raiders playing with a better home crowd here, I have to take Raiders plus 3.5. Because if Chargers win, I have to believe it's going to be in a close barn burner. You know, it's going to be in a close one. So for those reasons, I'm taking the Raiders, you know, to cover that 3.5.
So gun to your head, it sounds like both of y'all are taking Raiders.
Andy,
Chargers, but
Andy's on Chargers.
But I say is sound logic, like is making complete sense. It's just it's one of those ones where it's like almost like, okay, like I feel like Vegas is begging us to take the 3.5. Like same with Rams and Bills, where it's like, all right, if we play the numbers like McVay 5-0 opening weekend, like Bills coming out, usually the visiting Super Bowl champion doesn't cover the spread. Like you play the numbers, you take the Rams, but the Bills, feel me, dominated that matchup. I don't know. I really don't I don't lean any way particularly really strong. The right way to bet is the Raiders though. But
word to the wise for any newbies watching this, whenever ESPN or Yahoo or anybody's blasting random stats like McVay is 5-0, fake that shit. Fake that shit.
Anytime you see in a row, it's a wrap. It's already done. Consider it done.
Done.
Consider it done.
McVay is 5-0 on opening day weekends. You got to do the opposite. That's just.
There's a statistic that said the Super Bowl champs on the Thursday night opener, they're 14-2.
Oh hell!
Like, bro, why is that stat even relevant? It doesn't matter, like, at all. Those are completely different teams. Some of the teams just completely like washed out their whole roster, like the Eagles a few years ago, and like that's not relevant to this Rams team at all. You know,
Vegas owns the media, y'all. Just stay woke.
Yeah, 100% do, bro. The mafia boss is hands deep in ESPN.
We're gonna move on to this one. Should be quick. Giants Titans. Probably going to be one of the least watched games of the weekend.
Pass.
Unless you a sucker for torture.
I don't even want to. This is a boring game. I don't want to touch it. I think it can go either way. Titans are favored by 5.5 on FanDuel. And
I do got a sprinkle on Giants. I got them in one parlay plus 6.5. I took like another point tease, but just because Titans have lost a lot of big games at home. They're kind of up and down. I think they're going to miss A.J. Brown. They got some rookies that need to, like, develop a little bit. Giants are pretty good covering on the road, especially Daniel Jones. He's really good covering on the road. But at the same time, like, I don't want a lot of bank on Daniel Jones and the Giants. I just don't.
Titans took some hit on the O line too, right?
Say what?
Titans took a hit on the O line too, right?
Yeah, I think they lost. I don't know if they lost somebody, and then I think one of their other dudes is injured. I'm not too sure. I won't don't take that for a fact. I don't know for sure. I know they lost somebody though.
For sure.
But yeah, I mean that's just I would play the numbers on that one, but I just wouldn't touch that game really.
Oh yeah, we'll move on. All right, though, this one we definitely gonna spend a little bit of time. Kansas City Chiefs versus Arizona Cardinals.
Chiefs.
The Chiefs are favored by 6.5 on FanDuel.
It's up to 6.5 now?
Yeah, 6.5.
Ooh, bro.
And I think that's still not enough.
It was at 6.
I mean, all we've heard about in the offseason is Chiefs lost Tyreek Hill, Josh Allen this, Josh Allen that, even though Patrick Mahomes showed everybody what it was in the playoffs last year. And the Cardinals, I mean, playing without an older DeAndre Hopkins. Kyler Murray ended last year kind of doing something that nobody really understood what was happening. He was like, I don't know if any of us can explain what happened there.
Fall apart.
At the same token, I mean, Mahomes in his last, in that second half versus the Bengals, people were kind of questioning what happened there. I mean, he did get hit in the head. And he just didn't look right in the second half.
His brain said he that second half, bro.
Yeah, something was off with Mahomes as well in the second half, but
crazy.
I think it was more like associated with an injury potentially. Whereas with Kyler Murray, I think he just flat out choked. So as far as narratives go here, I'm buying the Patrick Mahomes hype, and I'm shorting Kyler Murray. I don't know. Kyler Murray's just gonna have to prove me wrong before I can kind of trust him again, because what he did against the Rams last year was unacceptable, completely unacceptable.
That was I've
never seen a quarterback too.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen a quarterback look that not even shook, just that incompetent for a dude who's about to get a max.
Yeah.
Boy, what?
Wow. Yeah, I mean, as Andy would say, I'm gonna treat this as stocks. The Chiefs are currently dipping. They've been sold a lot since Tyreek Hill left, and I'm gonna buy the dip. I'm buying the Chiefs. They're actually one of my top 4 picks of the weekend. They're actually going to be, one of my singular bets. I'm going to take the Chiefs -6. Yeah, I'm probably going to buy half a point and take them -6.
Yep, I feel way better about the 6 than I do the 6. 6.5 is a lot. Same thing we've been saying. These are a lot of road favorites, and it's just hard to win on the road. It's just no matter how good you are, it's just hard to win on the road.
Yep.
6.5 is a lot. I feel like Arizona is the type of team that can backdoor cover, but I'm on the same boat as Sojad. I trust Casey, I trust Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes with or without Tyreek a lot more than Arizona. They should be able to run the ball on Arizona. Arizona's missing D-Hop. They should go on and get this win and probably get it convincingly. Depending, the only thing that's a little sketchy is that Arizona starts off the year pretty strong usually.
Yeah.
But last year they did.
Yeah, and they usually fall off late, but fuck it, we're gonna start them early.
No DeAndre Hopkins. I think it's a fair to fade the Cardinals.
Yeah, exactly. I think they got too.
Yeah, they got shit out of that.
I think I trust the Chiefs offense and trust the Chiefs genius a lot more and their quarterback a lot more. They'll figure out a way. They're just gonna buckle down, run the ball.
Yeah.
Play action off of that.
Yeah, and the way the Bills came out, Thursday night, I think that's the best thing that could have happened to the Kansas City fans.
I like that.
Yeah.
If Mahomes has that in him, which I think he does.
I'm here for all the narratives, bro.
Bro, week 1 is a narratives week, bro. Just trust your gut and trust who has proven you right in the past. And you gotta ride with these quarterbacks that can show up to play, when it matters.
Bank on some bullshit happening too. Don't be afraid of no. Which team likely to get the bullshit ass fucking results. I trust the Chiefs not to fold for us. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they're gonna fold.
They've been there, they've done that. So
yeah, they just win.
Yeah, let's move on to Green Bay and Vikings though. So we got Green Bay in Minnesota, favored by 1.5. This is the NFC North rivalry. This one might be next to Raiders and Chargers, excuse me.
Could be game of the week.
50-50 games.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll go first. I'm gonna go with the 2-time back-to-back MVP, Aaron Rodgers, Mr. Ayahuasca. He gonna deliver the 1.5 point spread.
Mr. Ayahuasca.
He just gonna be vibing out there in Minnesota.
Ayahuasca.
I mean,
cancel it now, bro. My bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I don't see why I should fade him. I mean, apparently, with Mike Zimmer leaving, Kirk Cousins has a little monkey off his back, so he might be feeling a little more free. Justin Jefferson's about to come into his own, so it does make me a little more scared, and it does explain why this is a very tight spread. But I'm gonna go with the 2-time reigning MVP until he shows me otherwise. That's all I got for this one, though.
I feel the same way, man. I'm keeping it simple, like Sojad said. I know Packers got whooped last year, game 1, but I think this year, this is the other thing I'm thinking of too. Certain teams, when they come in and they begin slandered in the offseason, when they've lost major pieces, there's just like a heightened level of focus. Yeah. It's like going you're driving your car and you got some shit's wrong with the engine. You got to drive extra careful because if some shit, you got to check your lights, just be on your toes because if something happens, you're done.
You know all about that.
I know all about that, baby. Come on.
All the check engine light. You got Christmas lights on your dashboard.
They all lined up like Christmas trees, bro. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, the price is right. But yeah, I got to trust Rodgers in the situation. The sharp bet would be to take the Vikings. And this is how it is for a lot of these games. A lot of these are going to be, all the sharp money is going to be on the home dogs, the home underdogs. But this one, same type thing with the Chiefs. I got to take the favorite. I got to take the quarterback I trust. And we already know the stat about Packers without Devontae Adams, 8-0, I think. But I think they're going to run the ball. They're going to be able to run the ball down Minnesota's throat. And that Vikings defense is still not great. They are going to have some trouble passing the ball. But if this was like a 3.5 spread, I would take the Vikings. It's 1. So basically, do you think Green Bay is going to pull it out? I do. I think in the end of the game, 4 minutes left, I trust Rodgers over Kirk Cousins. That's pretty much what it comes down to for me.
I love it.
Yeah, I think that last point is the point that I agree with most. I mean, Vegas is projecting a very close game. So if it's going to come down to the wire, I don't know. I don't see myself betting against Aaron Rodgers. He's going to know what has been working for him that game. And I don't know. I can't really predict how the Packers are going to win the game because all we've heard in the offseason is how the Packers have lost receivers. Rodgers calling out his receivers for dropping balls. And, he's going to go to what's working. Especially a game against the Vikings is a very important game. I just don't see him losing a close one. He's going to go to what's working, and then they're going to pick up from there next week and then try to build off that momentum, in my opinion. But, it's basically going to come down to that. Who do you got, Kirk Cousins or Aaron Rodgers? And I'm taking Aaron Rodgers.
The layup.
Hey, Kirk Cousins statistically is on pace to be a Hall of Famer. I'm just going to leave that out there.
Ass up. I don't want to hear that bullshit.
Yeah.
All right. Looks like we all got Packers.
Yeah.
Let's go on to Big D. About to have Tom Brady in Dallas. 2.5 favorites.
Yeah, I think this is lock of the week.
Ooh.
Right? For Tampa to cover this. The only reason they have this close is because everybody thinks Tampa's in shambles. I don't think that's true at all. We've been doubting Brady for, I don't know, man, maybe a decade now. Okay, about this guy's old, and this offseason was especially loud because we heard about things happening off the field. He wasn't showing up to training camp, this and that. But in the last few weeks, we haven't heard much noise from the Brady camp at all. It's been pretty smooth, and that makes me think Brady's just getting in the zone. Brady's the type of guy, which I think we all know, is if he's going to do something, he's going to do it 120%. If he's signed up to play, he's going to come to play. And the Cowboys are just the Cowboys, I just think I think Brady has enough weapons. He is missing Godwin, which actually Godwin might play, right? It seems like it's a game time decision. And even if Brady's going in there with no weapons, I'm still confident in Brady because he's shown us in the past he can make a star out of a nobody, you know. So I'm riding with Brady, you know, on this one.
Hey man,
for week 1.
I know we've been doubting him for the last 10 years, but I mean, like at some point he's gonna be 50 years old.
At some point we're gonna be right.
Yeah, let's be real.
And so it's been like 1 year. It's been like 2 years for me, but
I don't know if we can time that. At this point, it doesn't make sense to try to time it. I'll accept my defeat that one game where he shows us that he's not him anymore. Even the last game against the Rams of the playoffs,
that was crazy.
He showed us that he still has it. He showed us.
I was wild, bro. I was almost Falcons Pats Super Bowl type shit.
It was about to be even worse, man. I had a lot of money on the Rams, and I did not feel good about it at all.
If we lost 5 pounds.
I was hearing people watching that game crazy. I was shook.
I almost turned that up, bro. That was crazy.
Yeah. See, I think it was the first game where like we're all kind of not on the same page because I think Andy's with me. I got Dallas, bro.
I got Dallas.
That's been one of the most I don't know why. I mean, I know Dallas has a little bit of like curse and a little bit of like, you know, Stephen A. Smith would say just like the Cowboys going Cowboy. But I don't know why they've been getting so much disrespect this offseason. Dak is still fired. I mean, their running game is still lit. You got Trayvon Diggs on the defense.
All right, bro. You convinced me. I'm taking the Bucks. You convinced me, bro. I'm taking the Bucks.
Look, honestly,
they can run the ball, bro. They're missing half their O-line, bro. They can run the ball.
Cowboys going Cowboy. What the fuck does that mean?
Trayvon Diggs allowed the most receiving yards last year.
You can laugh all you want.
The Cowboys going Cowboy.
I'm gonna win the bet. Cowboys plus 2.5. Let me tell you my last point on this. Giselle is in Tom's head. It's over. It's a wrap. Giselle made this man miss work. When was the last time she did that?
Huh.
Giselle's fed
not work no more.
Giselle already moved out. Tom is shook.
Giselle moved out?
According to some rumors.
Hey, your girl moves out, you lock in low key.
No. Tom is shook. This man left training camp.
I like that.
Yeah. But no, I'm gonna let the experts tell me why Dallas. Give me the real reason why you like Dallas. I'm just on some bullshit.
It's all right. No, I agree with you. I think the same. This is kind of weird, a weird game because both teams have kind of similar issues. They've had players that left, players that might not be there, O-line issues, quarterbacks who we have faith in, but how much faith? Like, because they both had like a lot of help with them recently. So I feel like they're both in a similar position. My thing is I'm playing the numbers. I'm just Dallas on the road or Dallas at home. This game last year, it was in Tampa Bay, right? Yeah, it was in Tampa Bay. And I think it was a 3-point game. I feel like they're still going to find ways. They still got Pollard. They still got CeeDee Lamb. They still got even Zeke. I know he's not like what he once was, but he's still Zeke. They're going to find ways to be able to put up points. I think Tampa Bay's got some issues of their own. It's going to be just basically a battle of which quarterback can stay upright. And I feel like Dak is able to do a little more maneuvering. The coaching battle is not that much of a discrepancy. I love Todd Bowles, but he is still his first time coaching the Bucs, to be honest. There's a lot of question marks, so I'm just going to play the numbers. If I don't feel like super secure about the teams themselves, I'm going to play the numbers. And I feel like Dallas plus 2.5 at home, you should be able to take that. It should be a toss-up game, in my opinion.
Okay. Yeah.
If God plays, that low-key will change my opinion a little bit. The line would probably go to 3, and I would maybe tease Dallas 3.5 or take Tampa Bay minus 2.5. But I think it's going to be around a field goal game.
Yeah, I'm almost positive that Godwin's going to play. Speaking of
coach, really, I think he's doubtful.
Is he doubtful?
Or he hasn't had any contact like practice at all.
Oh, got you.
No contact.
Yeah, never mind that. But
I already put him on my bench.
As far as coaching pedigree, you got any thoughts on Mike McCarthy with that ghost of Sean Payton just knocking at the door?
I don't think Sean Payton wants them problems in Dallas, to be honest.
But Mike McCarthy's got some security there in terms of the job.
I think he's staying through the year because Jerry Jones don't usually fire coaches midseason. He usually lets them play out the year because he just has optimism and he wants to look. Like, at the end of the day, Jerry Jones wants to be right more than anything. So if he fires a coach he chose like year 3, halfway through the season, he's going to at least give him the season. But I think he's an ass coach. I think he's a trash coach.
Yeah.
I think he's solid in some ways, but just like the penalties, the game management, like the shit coaches are supposed to be great at, that's where I think he lacks a little bit. I think his play calling is okay.
Another question for you is why aren't people giving a respect to the combo of CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott?
Have we seen it from CeeDee Lamb? I don't think we've seen it from CeeDee yet.
I think he was sharing with Amari, but now he's just undeniable number one.
We just haven't seen it. That's the only thing.
Hey.
And I think it's more so less faith in Dak himself. But I think they should be fire combo. Like,
yeah, I think they're gonna be one of the top combos in the league.
Like, only thing is doesn't lead to winning. Like, do they win? That defense is still like near elite. I think they're gonna regress a little bit. Trayvon Diggs is gonna regress a little bit, but I thought this is one of those games where Dallas just comes out swinging, like, and they just take an early lead and don't look back, and then Brady catches up towards the end but doesn't pull it out.
I like that. And that Dallas home crowd, I'm
saying it's gonna get rowdy in there.
That's one of the toughest crowds and biggest advantages for a home team.
We're gonna see. That one's like I could definitely see it working out how Sojad said too, where Brady just literally finds a way because that's what Brady does. We've seen 20 years of evidence. But I'm gonna play the numbers and try to buy low on Dallas real early and then see how it works out.
Year 23 Brady, Giselle got him shook.
I feel like Bucks are gonna be fine. I feel like they definitely gonna miss their center being out. And like I think they got like 3 people that are injured on the O-line. So I think they just need I think that's the most important position for a Tom Brady team. So I'm gonna take the Dallas early, and if the Bucks end up dominating that game, all right, then I'm in on Bucks.
For sure. All right, let's move on to the last game of Week 1. Denver Broncos in Seattle. Russell Wilson revenge game. Denver favored by 7. Excuse me, 6.5.
Oh wow, how do I say?
I think that this is a backdoor cover by the Seattle Seahawks.
Like that.
I think honestly, strictly just based off the narrative of, everybody and their mom has Broncos. And you know what happens when Vegas sees 90% of the money on one line. So
bro, exactly, bro. It's too much money for Broncos.
This one's a trap. I was bumping the Nick Wright podcast earlier, actually. He was saying that it's going to be the game where everybody has their teasers, and it's Monday night. They're like, I just need this one.
No, 100%. I can see Seahawks winning shit, bro.
Yeah. I don't know why. I don't know how. It just doesn't – it feels too good to be true.
You think about, think about the actual game. This is another thing I do when I bet. I like to picture, if I'm actually sitting there watching the game, what is the most likely shit to happen? It sounds dumb as fuck, but then it just puts you a little bit more into the context of the game. Because I feel like sometimes when we bet just numbers or just the teams, and we forget people are out there playing the game. So what's in the range of outcomes? You're playing in Seattle with that 12th man, loud as fuck. Russell returning with a brand new team who he's never played a game with. They might be good in 6 weeks, but they're still a brand new team. They still got to get chemistry, still got to work out plays, figure out what works, what doesn't. Brand new coach as well. Brand new coaches do not usually do well week 1 and 2 of the NFL season. Russ is going. Remember what happened last year with Tom Brady going back to New England? That spread was 8.5, I think. I think they won by 2. Mac Jones had him in range for a field goal and got sacked, and that's how they low-key lost the game. But that was Tom Brady with a stacked Bucs team going back to New England against a former coach. I think it's going to be the same thing this week. It's going to be Russ. He's going to be a lot of emotions, a lot of feelings. Team is antsy. They on the road. Crowd loud as fuck, trying to shut them down. You got Geno Smith, who I think is still average as a quarterback, definitely the bottom 8 of quarterbacks, but good enough to at least put some points on the board. I feel like this ends up being a 2017 game, low-scoring game, dogfight. Pete Carroll team's got a lot of pride, especially at home. And Pete Carroll, I know, has been running races, running laps all week, trying to get his team hyped. He's putting cocaine in their shoes and shit. He's been getting the 4 games.
You see Pete Carroll out there taking snaps? This man is ready.
That's Cialis commercial.
Yeah. Yeah, that shit had me convinced.
That was
I mean,
crazy.
I think it's gonna come down to it's gonna be a very emotional game for everybody on the Seahawks side, and then for one person on the Broncos side. But you're taking Russ, he's by himself. You're taking the whole Seahawks roster and the 60,000 plus fans who are gonna be screaming their lungs out the whole time. So I could definitely see Broncos pulling this game out. I have this as more of like a 50-50 game, not because it was on paper, but just because of, at the end of the day, like sports, it's emotional, right? Like everybody knows it's emotional. Seahawks, every player on that roster is going to be playing laser focused. They all know what Russ, like what he's comfortable with, what he's not comfortable with. If there's anybody who knows that, it's Pete Carroll. He knows exactly how he can, scheme against Russ. The Broncos have a solid roster, obviously. They have a great defense. They have weapons on offense. But at the end of the day, I think it comes down to, even if the team is a lot worse, if that whole team is playing with passion, and which in this case is the Seattle Seahawks, they're playing with a chip on their shoulder, then that's going to be enough to cover. Maybe not enough to completely win, but they're going to keep it close the whole time.
Yeah.
So will the Broncos win? Probably, but will they cover that 6.5? I don't think so. I think Seahawks are taking this one.
Yeah, baby.
I think we all agree on that, right? That thing is 3 for 3 on the Seahawks.
Definitely.
6.5 is just a lot. Like, at home primetime game, that's a lot. Like, yeah, that's a lot. We know Russ likes to do a little too. I feel like Russ in this spot is gonna just do a little too much at times because that's his. He has a hero Superman complex a little bit. Like,
do you think Russ throws any interceptions?
I think he throws 1 or 2.
Over under 1.5.
I'll say the over.
Got a line over.
I don't know what the line is on that. We could check.
See, same thing we've been talking about with these other teams too. Seahawks have been getting shat on all offseason.
Yeah.
They don't got a quarterback. They gave up on Russ. They still got DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. They got a good running backs. Defense should be better. I think they just rise to the occasion.
I like that. Well, boys,
all right.
I appreciate y'all. It's been good. First week one. Still got to get a title in this bitch, but get it. We got through it, and we're gonna get smoother as the time progresses, as the weeks progress, as we'll
make some adjustments for sure. But the most important thing is our picks are gonna be very correct or very incorrect. Hopefully, it's one or the other.
Yeah.
Because if we're right down the middle, we're not providing anything to the public. But if we can consistently be wrong, we're providing something very valuable to the public.
Beta.
We either gonna have you. We're gonna have you in debt or catching flights to Ibiza. One of the two. No in between.
Absolutely. Either be like Warren Buffett and be correct, or be like Jim Cramer and always be incorrect. Both of those guys are great at what they do. So
both elite. Yeah, baby.
And
Tuesday, right?
Say it again.
We gonna discuss Tuesday?
Tuesday or Wednesday, yeah. So we're gonna recap really quick, let you guys know if we crying or flying. We're gonna talk about week 2 and just go through that slate.
Fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. All right, y'all. Good luck betting. Happy betting.
Well, best of luck to everybody.
Yes, sir.
Hope y'all make money. And we should all probably discuss this off the camera, but like we should make an Action Network page for or at least link our Action Networks and shit like that too.
Okay.
Maybe have a group bet page where we have our plays and shit.
Can you do that?
I think so. Yeah, we have to make a separate account.
Okay.
And call the podcast. We call it that. You know what I mean?
Okay. So yeah, I'm ready, bro. Let's get it. We're gonna make an ID.
Yeah. Week 1 in the book.
We're gonna be in debt in about 10 days. Let's get it.
100%.
Hey, we're gonna get this YouTube money though.
Yeah.
Cash me out. Bro, how much money y'all put in on the games this week? I
lost 125 on the Rams.
Bro. Bro, I'm so glad first half. I would have been pissed, bro. I fell asleep in the fourth quarter and I woke up and I was like 31-10.
Yeah. I left. I stopped watching after like I think it was there was a pick in the fourth quarter. They were making a drive. I think they were down by 2 touchdowns. I thought the Rams still had like a chance if they went down and scored, but they were playing so aggressively, and Matt Stafford was not on point. So that interception passing to Cooper Kupp, so that was like inevitable, you know.
I tried to tell y'all, bro. I tried to tell y'all. Super Bowl hangover. Buffalo not fucking around.
That Super Bowl hangover usually is for like the person who lose the Super Bowl. To be honest, usually it's not for the winning team.
That's not true.
Yeah, it is.
The hangover most of the time is like referred to the person that just won, that came off the championship.
It is. It's referred to like that. But like if you actually look at stats and shit, like for week 1, teams coming off a Super Bowl, especially opening up at home, is they usually win.
Yeah,
like
it was 14-2.
14-2, like bro.
Now it's 14-3.
We had to be one of the 3, bro.
Fuck,
Next year.
I hate, bro. There are too many stats lining up for the Rams. I hate that.
Yeah.
Zoom's about to kick us out.
Yeah, I think we have like a couple minutes left here.
So it's less than a minute.
Oh shit. All right, boys. Good shit.
All right.
Yeah, I'll cut some shit up and send it over and let you guys see it.
For sure.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Oh.
Yeah, and I said we post maybe like 5 or 6 clips, something like that, you know.
Yeah, why not? The more the merrier.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, y'all. Good shit today.
Peace.
Peace.
Happy betting.
Yeah.
Love you. Bye.
Goodbye. Good job by you.
But that's it, Daddy.
Cut off his Shamble.
Shamble, hi. Hot office.